Welcome everyone, I'm Juan and this is Matchday. Today we introduce the newest member of our team, Kareem Rifai. Kareem is our community operations specialist and has been a huge boost to the team since day one. He's doing wonders for the coordination and organization of the community team, which will mean more and better experiences and rewards for you. Kareem is a very versatile man with lots of different interests, from gaming to vinyl records with a detour on an F1 track, and with great experiences that always focus on community building and growth. Get to know Kareem a bit better with us.
Well, welcome everyone to another Meet the Matchday session with myself, Sean, my co-host, Joanne.
Hello, everyone.
And our very special guest today and the latest member to join the Matchday team, Kareem. Hello, Kareem.
Hey.
And I think some people might have heard it before we started, but I'll just ask you again. I'll just say again, rather. Thank you very much for joining us. It's very good to have you here. How are you looking forward to introducing yourself?
I mean, looking forward is a big statement, but sure, let's do it.
That's the spirit. Yeah. Okay, well, why don't we start by you just telling everyone a bit about yourself, where you've been previously, and what you're doing what you're going to be doing at Matchday, rather.
Sure. So I am Lebanese French. I'm currently living in Paris. I lived most of my life in Lebanon, in Beirut. And I have a background generally in design, most specifically in digital design. And I've been doing all sorts of things really in the past 10 years. I help build communities digitally and physically. I've worked various jobs, and I am a gamer at heart. I've been a gamer most of my life. So I guess Matchday is the perfect opportunity here.
Right, yeah, great. So you say that you're a gamer all your life, and now you're getting to work on this game. Was that like a dream come true as a child? Was that something you always dreamt of doing?
I mean, the path I had after graduation, I never would have expected to work in gaming. But yeah, I feel like it's been more of something I set as a goal to myself. I worked previously, so the way I guess the gradual way I got to actually working in let's say a gaming company like Matchday. It's that I started with a Lebanese startup that provided a service. So it was a streaming platform. It was called Rawa. And that was really my first actual foot inside the gaming industry. And then I progressed with them. They got bought. We got bought, I could say, by another gaming company, and that gaming company was a service. So I moved from not a service, actually, sorry, a tool. So I moved from like a streaming service to Medal TV, which was a gaming tool used by millions of gamers all around the world. And now I am working in more of a gaming company, right? We have a couple of products that are all around gaming. And yeah, it's been a cool journey.
It has. It sounds like a very cool journey. You were telling us, you were telling myself and Joanne yesterday about some other cool things that you were doing back home in Lebanon. You used to own a record store.
Yes.
And you were going to try and keep that quiet. Wow. Unlucky.
I mean, yeah.
Tell us some more about that.
So I've been into music most of my life, and I share this passion of vinyl collecting and record collecting with my brother. And we had the great opportunity to open a very small but cool record shop in Lebanon called the Lick Records, which was unfortunately destroyed by the blast that happened in 2020.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, but it's been an awesome journey. I've been, like I said, I moved various careers. You know, where I had a design firm. I also worked with my partner at the time. We created a cat cafe, the first ever cat cafe in the region.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
You had a very varied background.
Yes, I've been a bouncer in clubs. I've been a DJ. I've yeah, a bartender. It's been a journey.
Wow, yeah. I mean, it's a very. I can't think of a more. Like, I mean, you can do everything. Is there anything you can't do? Like,
Yeah, hence my
uh,
quote on Twitter on my bio. Yeah.
well, just for the people who can't see that, anything you can do, I can do better. Kareem has really taken that personally and is trying
It's
to beat everyone.
it's not
Yeah.
I just want to justify this. It's not like a condescending way of viewing things. It's more of like it's more of an inspirational way, let's say, right?
Yes, no, it's a good way to think of it,
Yeah.
and fair play because I mean we were looking at the Instagram page for your record store
Hmm.
yesterday, and it looked like it had a very active community. So very nicely
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Um, so you mentioned before that you're a gamer at heart and you're very into your games.
Yeah.
This might be quite a difficult question, but what for you makes a good game?
Um, I feel like so if we want to talk about it from the perspective of like ongoing games in the current gaming world, um, there's a very shared sentiment about gaming that it's becoming very copy paste. Like you either have a first person shooter, RPG, something like that. So I feel like what's differentiating gaming in this climate or in these years is first of all like personalization, and second of all, I feel like the community. I feel like a
Mm,
community really ties in a game for me. So if I'm playing a game where, I mean, it could be a solo game, but if it has like a community, people talking about it, an active, I don't know, subreddit, an active Twitter, um, it really plays a big part in my decision to play a game or not.
hmm
Yeah.
And with that in mind, what are some of the games that you've played in the past that you think have best matched up to those expectations?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Dota 2. I've been playing it
Okay.
since I was like 13. Um,
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and it was more of like you go to the gaming lounge, used to call it network, but we go to the gaming
Mm,
lounge and there was a physical community, right? Back then, you used to play LAN. It wasn't even an
mm.
internet thing. You used to play it on LAN.
Wow.
So it started with that.
This is old school. This is proper old
Yeah,
school.
yeah, yeah.
This.
I still remember like just sitting behind people and watching them play. And it was a weird thing for some people. Like, why would you just sit and watch somebody play? And it's the same thing with streaming,
Yeah.
right? Everybody asks like, why do like they say like kids or teenagers just go on Twitch and
Mm,
watch people play games? But there's a fascinating aspect about just sitting, watching someone play, discussing the game, discussing gameplay with other people.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I must confess that I do occasionally watch gamers streaming. It's mainly for games that I'm too scared to play myself. So Resident Evil, things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not very good with jump scares, so I need someone to do that
I
for
mean,
me and skip ahead.
most of the time I watch games that I want to buy and I'm interested in
Yeah.
buying, and I just see like, how the gameplay, the atmosphere, and yeah.
Mm. I've been in that situation before where I've so say like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
I was really for a long time wanting to play that, but again was being a bit jumpy with it. Then the TV series came out, and I felt like, oh well, I guess I don't need to play the game now. But I've been told that actually no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
it's still worth playing. So, what is your all-time favorite video game that you've played, or top
Uh,
three, whatever, however you want to count it?
You mean limited, rare, and
Yeah.
legendary?
yeah, should I classify it
Well, I
as
mean,
match day
if we're going to
cards?
stay on brand,
Yeah.
yeah, we are obliged to.
Uh, I'm really not sure, but I would go with like I'm trying to think games that I used to play as a kid, right? Like these are games that
Mm,
really helped shape my gaming character, I guess. But there was a game called maybe Worms. Worms is one of my,
Oh
very
wow!
casual.
What a
Yeah,
shout!
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very casual, very chill. There's also Red Alert, Red Alert 2, Command and Conquer.
hmm
That's one of
Yep.
them. And of course, there's Counter-Strike. Uh, so yeah, maybe I would go with. Actually, there's Dota too. So I would go.
It's harder than it sounds.
And these are just like the most famous ones, not even the.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
We need more rarities. We need more
yeah,
rarities, guys, to classify.
yeah.
Yeah. Just a reminder, guys, if you want to ask your questions, people listening here, you can text it actually on a tweet, and we will give priority to your questions because whatever Sean and I come up with is not as interesting as what you guys add.
Well,
A
speak for
couple of
yourself.
notes from what you guys said already, like just the fact that Kareem said that what he likes best about games is that there's like a community behind. Kind of puts a lot of pressure on us.
It's. I feel like in modern times, like it's very easy to have similar products, right? Like,
Mm,
I mean, it's once every blue moon that we hear about a very new game with new game mechanics, or a very new cool tool, or a very different social media platform. But what really I feel like brings people on board and they become like actual users of products is their community and like,
mm,
the backing of it. And when I speak about community, people think that community is specifically tied to like gaming products or like I don't know, a franchise, but it could also be tied to like a company, right? I'm sure
mm,
everybody knows Salesforce. So Salesforce is a very common SaaS platform for sales and CRMs and stuff. And
mm,
because they weren't very different from other platforms, what they tried to build and they built very successfully is a community. So they had one of the first ever platforms that have like a forum where people can discuss like how they're making sales, how they're using the software, uh, the pros and cons, and how they're approaching this industry and stuff like that. And from there, it became a source of like their community started building, and people started just using Salesforce for the forums and for the feedback. So they wanted to be
mm.
with like-minded people, uh, just sharpening their skills and tools. So yeah, this is why I think community is super important.
Yeah, and I guess like the community's been a really important aspect of it, because in also the sense that a video game in the traditional sense, if you're playing on your PlayStation or your Xbox or your PC, used to just be a long time ago. It was very much an individual thing.
Yeah,
You'd have to play on your own, whereas now you can play and talk to people all over the world. You've got like people who've got entire social followings based on their gameplay and
yep,
everything. It's crazy how big it's gotten since then.
100%.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully we will see the same with
I
Matchday.
mean,
So
yeah, millions.
yeah, especially on Discord. Where I want to say again that I absolutely love seeing your Discord name every day. It makes me just have some bacon.
Yeah.
Is just And I think I said that to you before you joined as well. So I just wanted to clarify to everyone that was not the reason that Kareem came on board
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So as well as
Yeah.
gaming, there is the football side of Matchday.
Mhm.
Are you a football fan? And just to warn you in advance, it is fine to say
I
no.
am not a huge football fan.
Boo! I lied.
I lied on my CV to get the job, but I I'm more of a Formula One fan,
Okay.
and as we said, gaming,
So
yeah,
yeah,
esports.
Joanne, I believe, is also a big Formula One fan. If you wanted
We
to,
can work with that. We can work with that.
Thank you.
But actually, I'm really curious because, when we ask which is your favorite team, you mentioned a team,
Yes.
Red Star, that I haven't heard before.
Yeah.
So maybe you can tell us a bit more about like your allegiance to this
Yeah,
team.
so basically, Red Star FC, as we say in French, is one of the oldest football clubs in France. I think it was the third or fourth to be ever created. So it has a lot of rich history, and I was introduced to it through my French friends. And going to the football game and seeing the crowd, And the thing that differentiates this team from other teams is they are they're not like they're not specifically politically affiliated, but they have a lot of stances that they stand for and they talk about. So it's a very also it ties back to my big lecture about the community and the importance of community, but it also has a very important community. And for me, I enjoyed being part of that community more than actually, um, watching the football game or just being knowledgeable about the things that was happening. I don't know during the season. So
Mm.
I felt like it's a place you belong. It's a place where people are very nice. We share similar like ideas, and yeah, it's been a cool club.
I think that for someone who says they are not a big football fan, that is the most advanced level of knowledge we've had about a football club in the entire time we've done this. So fair play. Like,
Yeah.
if you're still blagging it, well played.
I mean, if we want to go back also to we were talking about the community and the importance of community and like Salesforce and stuff. There is also the false idea that people think that gamification or gaming is only part of like video games and that world, but it is really not because most of our actions throughout our daily life are based on gamification. They are based on action and reward. That's the basic system of it. You play a game specifically to have to feel that you belong somewhere, you feel accomplished, you're doing something, but also it is because not only because you want to blow off some steam, right? You want to be part of something, you want to watch something. So I feel like these are very important things to keep in mind, like the community aspect of anything in our life and the gamification aspect of almost everything in our life, from our phones, apps, to any interaction that you have with anybody else can be maybe labeled as actionable gamification. So yeah.
That's I was just saying before that was the most advanced answer we had, and then you've topped it again. Anything you can do, you will also do better. So fair play.
I never thought that we would be talking about Salesforce as well on the
Yeah.
here. So we've got a good one, guys.
Oh, I mean, I'm the number of AMA sessions we've had that have just been all Salesforce, and it's all we ever speak of. No, I'm kidding, of course. But as a someone who is now living in France, I just wanted to check you. I know it might still be a painful memory, but were you following the World Cup last year?
I was. It was intense. It was really intense.
It was very intense.
The final, I was watching it with a group of French and a group of Moroccan people.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So it was. It was an.
Were the Moroccan fans on, behind France, or were they annoyed about being knocked out by them?
I mean, considering that half of them is Moroccan French, they were okay with it, more or less.
It must be nice that when you've got allegiances for two teams in the semi-final,
you don't care, So
exactly, yeah. No, but I'm sorry again to bring that up. It's just something we always need to mention on here because we have a lot of French influence at Matchday, and I'm not trying to knock anyone down or anything. I wouldn't even know what it's like to be in a World Cup final. So,
it's been a while, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I used to have hair. No.
Yeah.
I guess coming back to Matchday, how have you found the experience so far? No pressure on you to big up myself and Joanne, but what's it been like? And also the fact that it's coming into a company, you're doing the same as myself and Joanne, sort of starting off entirely remotely. It's always a weird experience, isn't it?
I mean, first of all, my experience has been enhanced multiple times because Sean and Joanne were there. So that's no.
He's doing it. He knows what to do.
No, really, it has been really cool. Everybody has been very welcoming. The team is very dedicated. Like the synergy between our specifically our community team is very cool. I'm looking forward to actually going on the offsite next month and meeting face to face everybody and other departments. And the main thing that I'm working towards now is helping like communication between departments and bettering that. But coming into Matchday and going full remote, I've been working remote for around 6 years now, 5 years now.
Oh, okay.
So it hasn't been that big of a change.
It's the norm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's always nice to change, Slacks and change Discord servers. So yeah, Slack server, not Slacks.
I like the way that it's not a job, it's a Slack, it's a Discord server.
Yeah, you change a bit of the scenery, new Slack channels, stuff like that. But
oh yeah, definitely freshen it up.
Yeah. But we have a lot of cool products that are coming out that I'm a big believer in, and yeah, it should be a fun year.
Yes, very much looking forward to it. Joanne, I think it might be. I was just going to bring you back into if you wanted to. I want to touch a bit more on your Formula One. I mean, I can't speak about it with any knowledge.
I mean, I already know what his answer is going to be, so. He's going to be with a Spanish driver.
Yeah, I mean, this year is fun. I don't know. I'm really like in football. I'm really, committed to like one club, and it's like, I've worked there. I grew up in a family that I would have been kicked out of if I would have decided to go with a different club.
Yeah.
So in Formula One, I'm a bit more open to change. Like the first year that Verstappen won, I was supporting him because I was a bit tired of Mercedes always winning. Now that Red Bull is on top, I just support whoever can beat them. So yeah, I'm just a bit like for the show, What about you, Kareem?
Yeah, I mean, for me, growing up, it has been Schumacher. That's the Ferrari, the dream. But then, of course, it was Lewis Hamilton. But the recent years, I've been gravitating towards Max and Red Bull. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to see the journey of drivers, like from starting off to like taking podiums, and even teams, how they grow, they evolve. I wouldn't say I'm a diehard Red Bull fan or Max fan, but watching the F1, I would root for Max Verstappen. Yeah.
Right, this I know we're repeating myself a little bit here. Maybe this will be a bit easier. Yeah. Let's come back to the rarities for Formula One drivers.
No way.
I mean, I don't know.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, it's not on the spot. I'm just trying to think if I want to answer actual drivers or teams. Yeah, but
go for drivers. Teams
all
is too
time.
All time?
Yeah. All-time drivers.
Yeah, including before you were born.
Yeah. I would say Senna, like the Brazilian racer. He's one of the top for me. Ayrton Senna. He tragically passed away within a car accident. But it would be Senna, Michael Schumacher, and I can't give it to Max, so I would say Lewis.
There you go.
Yeah. Fourth is
Smash
Max.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. Are you happy with that, Joanne, as an F1 fan and expert?
I mean, I wasn't even born when Senna was driving, so I cannot.
You watch the races, you watch the history, you see like, I mean,
I think you might be a little more into it than me.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, actually, I used to watch it like with Schumacher, first years of Alonso and all that, and I stopped, and then there's this Drive to Survive on Netflix, and it kind of I kind of re-engaged with it. But I wanted to switch back to video games because I think it's also a good opportunity, like in these AMAs, to get to know a bit more about you, Sean, that you're always speaking here. So, for example, which are your 3 like favorite games? Back to you.
Oh wow, I'm very sorry. I was just eating a flapjack. I was
professional.
do speak a lot about Formula One. So sorry there. My 3 favorite games ever.
Yes.
Is that what you're asking? Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So the game that I have played the most ever, and I would say favorite, but it's like a love-hate relationship because I love it, but it also sometimes it just makes me scream. But it's Football Manager, specifically Football Manager 2012, because after that it got too complicated for me. So I am still playing that game that is over 10 years old now. That would be number 1. I got so far into the game I had to remove myself as manager and add my son. I didn't have to do that, but I didn't want it to be unrealistic. Then second, I would probably say... I've not been on this side before. This is really difficult. I appreciate everyone
on the
having
spot.
this.
Putting you on the spot.
And I'm just stalling for time now
people
by
are leaving.
speaking.
I'm really happy I managed to put you on the spot for once.
The second one I would say would be Red Dead Redemption.
Nice.
Ooh, solid.
I played that. I remember playing that at university, and I was in the middle of nowhere. My horse ran away, and I had to walk across like a whole desert because I didn't know you could whistle for another horse. And I was like, "This is too difficult. I'm never playing this again." But then I picked it up again. And I was like, "Wow, this is amazing. This is such a good game, such a good story."
Yeah.
And then obviously the second one as well was just immense. And then the third one,
FIFA.
I'm not going to say FIFA because I'm not very good at it. That's why I like to play Football Manager, because I don't have to do the football. I can just watch the little numbers.
As you can.
The third
with
one I would
our
say
game that's coming out, which is
exactly yes.
Which is
it's all linked together.
Yeah, it's the center of football managing and an idle mobile game.
What I meant to say was my favorite game of all time is Matchday Squad.
Yes, sir.
No, my third choice would be, I couldn't pick just one. Well, if I had to pick just one of them, it would be the second one. But I would pick the Batman Arkham series. I absolutely love those guys. The first one I played was Arkham City, and I went back and played Arkham Asylum after that. And they're just all amazing. I absolutely love them. It got a bit weird, I think, towards the end where they brought the Batmobile into it, and you were playing this game where you're supposed to be stealthy, and then all of a sudden you're driving a tank around and shooting people in the middle of the street. And I thought, a bit weird, but yeah, those. So Football Manager, Red Dead Redemption, and Arkham Asylum, I think.
Nice one.
Would be the big 3. Oh God, that was tricky. I'm shaking.
That was intense.
If you guys in the audience want to share yours on tweet, I'm sure you can do way better than us. And then we will be like, "Oh, how could we miss that one?" So
yeah,
go ahead, Fireman.
All right.
There'll be some more. I mean, like I've like so things like games like Super Mario. Like I never really played them, but like my mom used to be obsessed with it, and I was like, we used to watch her when we were. It was like the first example in my life of watching like a streamer. Me and my little sister just used to watch my mom play Super Mario and Tomb Raider, and now I'm doing the same thing with random people on the internet. So what a life it's been.
I like that because it's not only that you're here for your football knowledge and background, but because you also have a legacy of family legacy of gamers.
Exactly, yeah. It's a tradition in my family for me to sit and watch other people play games. She used to, if we were not sick but we didn't want to go to school, she'd be like, "Okay, you can stay off school, but you have to watch me play Lara Croft, Tomb Raider." So,
nice.
That's parenting for you.
Yeah, I remember that game.
It was very
pixelated.
It was very yes, that's the word I was looking for. Yes, extremely. Yeah. If you look back now, it hasn't aged
polygons
well.
And stuff. But they did create a new one, which
they did. Yeah. It's so weird going back now. I think every time you play an old game, you think in your head like, "This is going to be amazing. This is going to be so good," and you play it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and you're like, "This would be good if they remade it."
Yeah.
But is it the game, Sean, or is it you that you are not the same one that you used to be anymore?
Probably both, because I feel like if I was awful at a game when I was a kid, it's fine. But now I'm like, well, I'm an adult now, so obviously I'll be amazing at this.
Yeah.
And then, I'm worse than I was when I was a kid.
Going back to you, Kareem.
Yes.
You have a lot of experience on streaming, right? On Twitch and different platforms. So one of the great things of having Kareem on board is that you for sure will see a lot of improvements on our streams. If you want to join, we just announced today that next week we will be doing a watch party for the decisive Premier League matchup between Man City and Arsenal. Yeah. So extra card for everyone joining, and I'm sure we will already implement some of the ideas that Kareem has for us. But this is just for all of you to join. And if we reach 50 people, guys, there will be a special giveaway.
Yes.
But what I wanted to ask you is, when do you remember a time being part of a stream that really caught your attention, or that you were really happy about because reasons X, Y, Z?
That's a very good question. Actually, like two comes to mind. One is when I was streaming and I reached like 27, 28 viewers, and that for me was like, a very glorious moment, and I felt so good that everybody was interacting, and it was on Rawa actually. So that was one. The other one is I was watching my favorite streamer. He's called Spoon Kid. He plays Rust, and while watching him, he announced, like, usually when he plays, he hides the Discord, the Rust server that he plays on. So while in stream, he announced the Rust server he's on, and he's like, everybody join. So we all joined the server, and like it was amazing. Everybody was like, trolling around, interacting with him and speaking to him and stuff. So it was like meeting a virtual celebrity and playing with your favorite streamer. So that was a very cool moment.
I just want to say quickly, Kareem is so professional with regards to streaming that for this AMA, this audio AMA today, you got a haircut.
I knew this was coming.
I couldn't not mention that. I mean, I'm just, I have made no effort at all with my appearance for this AMA. So you're beating me there. So fair play.
We can hear the flapjacks.
I know. Yeah. It's. I thought Joanne was going to speak for ages about Formula One, and I let my guard down, and I made a mistake. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to come back strong.
I just thought that, us being a football game, there was just so much Formula One talk we could do.
No.
Yeah, that's what the people are here for.
But I'm looking forward to seeing both of you, I guess, next month, if that works out in Barcelona. That should be cool.
Yes, no, it'd be very exciting. I think the last time we went was in February. Because we were in Madrid in March, and it was not for us, but it was spring break earlier this month. So yeah, it'd be very exciting to see everyone there, and it's going to be blazing hot as well. I will melt.
It's better than being in the cold here, I'll tell you that. But yeah,
well,
I prepared a busy couple of days, so come prepared.
Yes, you've heard that here, everyone. He's laying down the gauntlet. Right. Well, I don't know if you have anything else you want to ask Joanne. I think we've got a pretty nice introduction to you, Kareem. It was very in depth. Learned a lot.
I actually do have one last question.
Oh, nice.
Go for it.
Yes. It just really curious about, you've built communities in very different environments. Like you've been in France, working for, I guess, like French-based companies. You've been in Lebanon. Which differences did you encounter, like in this, like different culture? Like obviously, digitally, everything is very globalized, but still, I'm sure there would be some differences.
Yeah, I would say there was cultural differences that you have to take into consideration in any community you're building. What I think is what unites communities is, first of all, of course, the language, the geolocation. But as you said, everything has been globalized. So there isn't a big difference with working with communities, but there is very much similarities, right? So and this is why I was talking about like how important it is to build a community, because your users need to feel that they have a safe space, they have other people that share their interests and their skills and their likes, so that they can grow together and discuss things. So I wouldn't say there is much differences. Maybe it's more like, I don't know, the way you approach things that differ from maybe Arabic culture and European culture, right? Arabic people, they tend more to be friendly and up the gate, right? Maybe Europeans are a bit more reserved at first, but then they become friends. So I would say they're very basic and simple differentiations, but I feel like there's more common points, and these are the points that we focus on usually.
Makes sense. No, it's really interesting actually to see like these differences and joining like a team like the one we have with so many different backgrounds. I think it's great to also touch ground on this. And before we close, I want like to finish with a bit of like match day talk, and I will start with Sean. So I give you a bit of time, Kareem, to think about this. But I want to ask Sean, like, do you have any updates on like your matchday squad and who's your best player right now or your most coveted card?
Well, is it from my opinion or from the opinion of other people? Because I've just bought my most coveted matchday card.
Give me both. Give me like your opinion on the mainstream choice.
Well, I have Lionel Messi because I think you have to have Lionel Messi in there. He is, to use the very overused phrase, but he really is the GOAT. So I just had to have him in there, and he's obviously he has some interest in Matchday, so we had to get him in there. But my favorite player card that I have is one I very recently bought. It was Nathaniel Phillips, who is a Liverpool defender who he doesn't play ever. He never plays. But 2 seasons ago, all the Liverpool defenders pretty much got injured, and he was all of a sudden in the first team, and he was just like, oh, wow, okay, I'm going to have to do something here. And he managed to help Liverpool climb from probably about 6th or 7th in the last 10 games to finish in the Champions League places. And he scored a goal, and it was just amazing what he did, because he was really like the unexpected hero. But the most amazing thing he did was the following season he was playing in the Champions League against AC Milan. It was a game. There was nothing riding on it for Liverpool, but he turned Zlatan Ibrahimovic basically. So he went from never playing and nobody really knew who he was, and all of a sudden he was knocking the ball past Ibrahimovic in the San Siro, and I was just like, it's an amazing story of like coming from nowhere, and maybe I can still make it as a footballer, like, but probably not.
I mean,
but
I think this comes out in every conversation, Sean. It's too late, man. Just accept it.
It's never too late. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Exactly.
Keep that in mind.
Oh my God, I'm stuck with you two dreamers. What about your squad, Kareem? Do you have?
Yeah. I guess. To be very honest, I didn't work too much on my full squad. I'm keeping my cards to myself now, so when the game is released, I can score some points, get some rewards. But the card that I guess I have that I'm very proud of is Mbappe. So yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How have you not bragged about this?
I don't have it. I'm just kidding.
On the Slack channel.
I thought, Joanne, that you were saying that you weren't impressed with that. Like, nah.
No.
Why haven't you got a Sean Mullen card?
In case that you guys were gonna ask me, I was about to say Callum Wilson. Like, it's a rare one, and I'm really proud and happy I have him. But compared to Mbappe, it's kind of poor right now.
Mbappe.
Yeah.
So.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I don't have it.
Kareem has a unique Messi. He just found it yesterday, just looking around.
I just went and started trying to buy all the French players, but it wasn't very possible.
Tactics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good. You should buy the England players. They're a lot cheaper.
But you already have them all, so.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Great. Well,
cool, guys.
Thank you, Kareem. That was a really nice chat. Really nice to get to know you a bit more, and thank you to everyone who joined. We had a very nice number of people in here listening. It was really good to have you all here, and thank you, Joanne, as well for
helping out,
picking up the slack where I was eating.
Yeah.
And
I'm slightly offended that you didn't find a reason to thank me, but it's okay.
Well, also Joanne makes these happen every week. I should point that out, that if Joanne wasn't here, these wouldn't happen. So thank you, Joanne, because if it wasn't for you, it would just be me talking into my phone with no one speaking on the other end. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you both. It's been really cool.
Great, and it was great to have you here.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who listened. And if you want to speak to us, then feel free to drop us a line here on Twitter or on Discord. Keep an eye out on the announcements we've got for some cool things coming up next week, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah.
So goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.